at us. We kept coming at them, and I think toughness is what allowed us to get this win.
Where does that come from, that toughness for you guys?
I think everybody I think it's something you grow up with, and I think once we came together as a team, we, kind of shared it almost. And it's just like our connected, kind of mindset that we have going into every game that, in order to win this league, you got to be a tougher team. And, that's against anybody in this league, top to bottom. And obviously this team was at the top. And, it's something when we look at a team, that's above us, that gives us even a little bit more in terms of that's where we want to be, and we want to be in the race for the Big Ten championship.
9 3-point attempts for you today. Mm-hmm. Is that by plan?
Yeah, I mean, I've never shot that many threes in my life, and I've never hit that many threes in a game in my life, high school, anything like that. But I think, it's something we read in terms of, how big they are inside. Obviously, Kofi is just, gigantic, obviously. So we knew I had to go to my advantages on the outside a little bit, and that's what I was able to do, stretch the floor a little bit. And that made it easier for me on the inside as well.
What's it going to take to win this league? I mean, every night's just a grind. What's it going to take?
I think that toughness word. I think, to be able to win in opposing buildings, to be able to continue to protect home court against the teams that come and play here. A lot of teams are, obviously losing on the road, but every game's a battle. It's not like teams are getting blown out on the road. Everything's coming tough, so no matter where you play. And I think just toughness throughout the entire, last 9 games of the season.
What happened afterwards? What did you see? What was your perspective?
It's kind of far back, obviously things get chippy, especially a game that was so physical and well fought. I think it was just, I don't really know. I didn't really have a good perspective on it, but we all respect each other. Those guys are really good, and we beat a great team. And sometimes things get chippy, and that's just how basketball is. That's how the Big Ten is, and I think they know that too. I don't think there's nothing personal about it. I think it's just how the Big Ten is.
It was not to be the bushing player. Obviously, that's not the kind of player that I am. I had a fast break opportunity. I just missed a free throw, so I was frustrated about that. And I figured they were going to foul me. Down 5 with 10 seconds left. I just assumed they were going to foul, so I was like, why not go take the easy bucket? So I apologize if I offended any of their players or coaches, but in no way did I mean that against them, I guess.
So what did you see there before the handshake? So what happened when Coach told you to walk off the floor without shaking hands?
Honestly, I didn't hear anyone say anything. I was just going to go through the handshake like normal, and then they just told us to go back. So you listen to your coaches and you go back.
Joe, you showed a lot of emotion, right? And I want to start with not the dunk, but the 3 you hit late in the fourth quarter, following you down, and you almost gave like a sigh of relief. Take me through your mindset after you hit that shot.
I've missed some shots in the first half that I thought I could have made. Some mid-range jumpers. That 3 obviously air banked it. Not a typical shot from me, so I was a little bit frustrated with that. I missed a couple free throws, so to see that one finally fall, it felt really good.
And then the dunk, obviously, I've covered you for 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, whatever. I've never seen that emotion out of you ever.
Yeah, I think it was just the whole game just built up a lot of emotions. Obviously, you can feel it from the fans, but also just them being in your space the whole game. It gets frustrating, so to finally be able to let loose and throw one down felt really good.
Where you do, or grew up, you probably saw a little more Illinois basketball than a lot of people. I mean, Iowa, Illinois, wherever, it used to be a really big deal.
We run plays where for Luka to get a 3, which is so big because for him to get 3s is so big. I think I had 2 or 3 assists to him just shooting 3s, and so that's where a bunch of them come in. But then, my turnovers, just not trying to force anything, really, and just finding the open guy, hitting guys in transition. CJ and Weezy, playmakers, guys around me. So as long as I make the right play, I'm gonna have some days where I have 7 assists, no turns, 6 no turns, stuff like that.
You're 3 in the corner. I mean, how much confidence does that give you? Especially that time, Joe was sitting out for a long time, so you had to run point, in those last. Basically, almost that last half of that second half, basically.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, CJ made a great driving kick, and I had just missed one. So, but I still felt good because I made those 2 in the first half. So he kicked it to me, and I shot it with confidence, and I knew as soon as I left my hand, I knew it was in. So, I want to be able to keep shooting with confidence, and that's what I'm going to be doing.
After that, it seemed like defense. I mean, you shut them down for the last 3 minutes and 17 seconds too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it was it was the under 7 timeout. I think we really kind of he really got into us about our defense because it wasn't good, but a lot of it was rebounding too. So I think the bigger thing, like when you look at it, is okay, we got to stop, but we got that rebound. So, I mean, Kofi's a big dude in there. He's a big dude. Georgie's a big dude. You know, being able to secure those rebounds, that was the key down the whole stretch, is holding them to one shot.
What's made this team tough? How you guys developed toughness over the last year, 2 years, however long it's been?
Yeah. Well, for one thing, I mean, we're extremely competitive, and that develops some type of toughness. But it's also, I think, it just comes from, you know, we're playing for us. We're playing for, you know, something bigger that you know we're playing to win a championship. We're not playing to be decent. You know, we don't want to go to the tournament, be okay with, you know, a 9-10. Like, we don't want that. We're really fighting every single game. We're trying to win this league. And I think that, you know, it's a little bit of a mentality thing, but it's also just, you know, all of us together. We've really been focused this whole year on one goal, and that's why we're continuing to stay strong through this stretch.
The end of that game,
I think we are. I mean, we control our own destiny. We got games left. I mean, we have a tough schedule remaining, you know, not going to lie. But, you know, we definitely, there's winnable games on our schedule, and we can, you know, we get some road wins, which we have been able to do, and we should be right there.
The end of that seemed a little bit like the Iowa State game last year, where you're kind of just trying to get the clock run out and they're swiping at the ball. Was it similar? Was that kind of that?
almost identical. Yeah, almost identical. And it's just, you know, that, like I said this before, you know, that's fine if they want to do that. That's okay, but then call the fouls, because CJ was getting mauled. You can watch the mauled, and then comes and swings, takes a swing at me, hit no part of the ball, just hit all arm, all shoulder. Like, okay, fine, we'll go make free throws. That's what it comes down to. But call the foul, and then that's all diffused.
Hunter, it's been a while since this has been a really
In this league?
I mean, I really don't want to think like that, but I'm just trying to help our team win games and do whatever we can and try to be a problem for opposing teams.
Do you feel yourself getting more attention as the season goes on defensively?
Yeah. Maryland and Illinois, they were just in my space. They don't help off. Ball screens are going to be up and in. So it's just something I'm going to have to adjust to now. I got to constantly be moving. I'm going to read how they're talking. I mean, read how they're playing me and just adjust.
Is that a compliment in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, if they were just going to let me catch it, then they would just be disrespecting me kind of. So I see it as a compliment if they're going to try to not let me catch the ball.
Coach Underwood called you a pain in the ass. Take that as a compliment?
Yeah, I mean, that's just...
He meant it in the context of...
That's just kind of how I like to play. I like to do a little bit of everything on the court. Pass it, score it, run around, bring a lot of energy, play defense. So yeah, whatever I have to do. But that's just kind of how it's kind of how I was in high school too. Not a lot of people liked me.
How has this team developed toughness this year? What's the difference from even last year?
I think there's really not much of a difference from last year. You know, last year's team had it too. We just have a bunch of guys that, even in practice, we just come every day and we bring it. We understand that we were blessed to have an opportunity to play here and play with each other. We love playing with each other, and we see it as a blessing every day to play together and be able to wear the Iowa uniform in front of the fans. So we don't take that for granted. So that's kind of what you see.